Ladies and gentlemen, you know Herschel Walker. He is like a walking scandal. This man is the full embodiment of what shady is. So, yes, there's one more scandal that has just popped up. And yes, this is not one from the past, y'all. This is a recent one. First of all, they said they have not seen or heard from Herschel Walker since he lost the election. Now, if you remember, he was living in Texas and then he moved back to Georgia to run for the Senate. A lot of people feel he probably, after the loss, left Georgia and went back to his home in Texas. And he probably did. Well, here's the latest of what Herschel Walker has done. When he was running for the Senate, a billionaire donated $535,200 to Herschel Walker's campaign. Well, instead of putting the money in his campaign, Herschel Walker took the money and put it in his personal company. He's not supposed to do that, not with campaign donations. So let's get into this story, y'all. Mm. Herschel Walker, the former NFL running back who ran a failed Senate campaign loaded with scandals in Georgia, received a $535,200 political contribution. Okay. And this was wired to him. Now, it was supposed to go, like I said, in a campaign fund. And somebody or Herschel himself gave his personal company account number. And campaign contributions, that's not where that's supposed to go. So Walker received the sum meant for his 2022 Senate campaign from his friend, billionaire Dennis Washington, the outlet reported on Wednesday. Washington wired the money to Walker thinking it was a political contribution, reported the Daily Beast, citing emails between Washington's staff and Walker's campaign. But the cash was deposited into an account for HR Talent, a firm owned by Walker that was never disclosed in his financial statements. The Daily Beast reported in 2014, Walker ran two talent shows in rural Georgia called Herschel's Raw Talent. The New York Times reported because the $535,200 was sitting in the HR Talent. And they said they were legally unusable for Walker's campaign. So while he was actively running, he had this money in this personal business account, and it really should have went into a campaign fund, and he should have been using that money like in his travels and hotel stays or whatever he was doing politically. But they said the money sat completely untouched in this personal business account. Wow, Herschel, really? So, so they contacted Walker asking whether the funds could be sent to a super PAC supporting the then GOP candidate. The Daily Beast reported, "We will need your assistance to get the prior contributions made to HR Talent account in March," corrected Tim McHugh, executive vice president for the Washington companies. Now, any unused campaign funds, they really don't have to send it to a PAC. It can really just sit in Herschel Walker's campaign funds, whatever account he has set up for that, just in case he wants to run somewhere along the line, he will have the funding. All right. If you remember Kim Klacik, she also ran and she had money in her campaign fund and they wanted her to give it over to the Democrats. And she said no. She was keeping that money in her own campaign fund. And so he doesn't actually have to do it, you know, but if he does, it will go to help other GOP candidates, but it's not mandatory. So anyway, Walker's Federal Election Commission filing showed that he never moved the $535,200 to a super PAC supporting his campaign. So they said he tried not to make mention of this money at all, like it didn't exist. The Daily Beast noted that it's possible Walker could have returned the money to Washington, but they said Washington never verified he never got this back. Okay. So after losing his 2022 Senate run, Herschel ended his campaign with more than $5 million in funds. This is according to NBC. You know, because this man was surrounded in so many different scandals, they're going to check everything when it comes down to financing his campaign. He should have expected this to come. Representatives for Walker and Washington did not immediately respond to insiders' requests for comment sent outside regular business hours. Mm, mm, mm. Herschel, you done did it again. Wow. So you can best believe they're gonna be looking for those funds, and he got them. If it was wired to his account, he really technically don't have to do anything. But, you just goes to show you how shady he is. When it's a large sum of money, he makes sure it don't make it to his campaign, funding, whatever account that is, it goes to his personal business account instead. So he can use the money any way he wants. And he didn't even report that he got that money. Y'all gonna have to tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.